I was halfway through my toast when my phone buzzed. The kitchen was quiet, just the hum of the fridge and the smell of burnt edges. I glanced down, thinking it was a patient reminder. It wasn't. Bank alert. 39,850. My brain didn't catch up. I blinked, refreshed the app. Same red number stared back like it wanted a fight. That account was my clinic fund. 2 years of extra shifts, brown bag lunches, saying no to vacations so I could say yes to my own place one day. Another line popped up, transfer memo, a boat purchase, cabin repair. I felt my stomach drop, like missing a step in the dark. I scrolled again, hoping it was fraud, a glitch, a bad dream. It wasn't. The card used was the emergency-only card I'd given my parents, for hospital stuff, for real emergencies. I sat there with my coffee turning cold, screen glowing that sick, icy blue. My hand shook, just a little, enough to slosh the mug. I tried to breathe and heard myself laugh, the kind you hear in ER waiting rooms at 3 a.m. when nothing is funny and someone says something anyway. If this is love, I thought, why does it feel like getting robbed at noon? You know that feeling when the floor tilts under you? When the people who raised you tip you over? Yeah, that. Look, before I tell you the rest, tell me this. If your emergency-only card got used for a boat, would you call it family or theft? Drop your take in the comments, then stay with me because what came next changed everything. I stared at the contact support button, then at recent transfers, and something inside me clicked like a lock sliding shut. T72 Bank Review locked my clinic fund. The number sat on my screen while the toast went hard. I put the plate in the sink and stood by the window. The mountains were bright and didn't care. I've been the steady one most of my life. Lists, bills, refills. I did it because someone had to. That was the story. Dad came home hurt. Pride got louder than paychecks. Mum could smile a late fee off a bill. At 15, I worked nights, paid shut-offs, and learned a rule I hate. The built-in guarantor fills gaps. Nursing came and the favours got nicer names. Cosign, just this once, you're our lifesaver. I wasn't saving history, I was plugging leaks. My life looked like a ledger, too many withdrawals labelled family. 2 winters ago, I made an emergency card, zip bag, sticky note, medical only, call me first. I said it slow. They nodded. Today showed me what it really was, a key I handed over. I called Dad. He picked up on speaker, TV in the back. Hey, he said like this was small talk. Did you use my card? A sigh. Don't start. I'm asking. We took care of some things, he said. Boat guy had a deal. Cabin roof's been leaking. Your mother's back. You know how it is. That money is my clinic fund. He made the sound that always shrinks me. Laura, life's what's in front of you. What's in front of me is $39,850 gone. We're family, he said. Stop acting like a bank. He put me on hold without warning. Mom came on. Music behind her. Don't be dramatic, she said. We needed it. We'll fix it. How? I asked. She laughed. Sweetie, you're 35. Were you buying a wedding dress with it? That money was for my clinic. Then make more, she said. You always do. You're the one who picks up the tab. There it was. Not praise. A lever. Put Dad back on, he returned. Don't be like this, he said. We didn't ask you for anything. We used what's ours in a way. It isn't yours. It's family money. No, I said, it's my money, and you took it. I'm hanging up now, I said, nurse voice, flat, steady. The kitchen went quiet. My heart pounded like stairs. I pressed my palms to the counter until the shaking stopped. You know when the breaker trips and the silence has a shape? That. I opened my laptop. password manager, two-factor, a parade of blue check marks. I pulled statements, opened old spreadsheets. A plan formed, freeze the line, flag the charges, remove my name from anything they can pull against, not later, now. My fingers remembered the red envelopes from back then. They remembered moving fast. I made calls. This is Laura Daniels. I need to report unauthorized use. Hold music. I stayed polite. Polite moves things. I looked around my place while I waited. Small, clean, rented. A plant I keep alive out of spite. A green circle on the calendar 3 months from now. Opening day. I'd pictured the walls, soft grey, a bench by the door, a corkboard of first day smiles. I could see it, almost touch it, and my fund was scooped out to buy a boat. The boat stuck more than the number. A boat is not a need, it's a wish with a motor. The cabin repair, maybe. But the call never came. They didn't even pretend to ask, they just took. Fraud set the steps. Freeze. Replace card. Investigate. We can't promise recovery, the woman said. I took the case number anyway. Holding for the credit bureau, a text from my cousin Jamie lit up. Everything okay? Your mum posted something weird. I didn't answer yet. I opened the cabin mortgage. My name sat there like a weight. I saw my deposits. Little soldiers. 3 years. Utilities next. Gas in my name. Power in my name. Internet and streaming on my card. Little drip lines feeding a plant that never grew roots. I'd set them up because it was easier than arguing. Easier than being the bad guy. I hovered over cancel. My hand shook. Not fear. Habit breaking. I clicked. Confirmation emails hit in a neat row. 1 line at a time, I turned off the faucet. Backstory is messy. Dad taught me to ride a bike on a street with potholes. Mum rubbed my back when I had strep. Those sit next to the overdraft notice. Both true. Another truth, love without respect is just access. Texts stacked while I changed passwords. From Mum, call me now. From Dad, you're being ridiculous. From my brother, what did you do to the cabin account? From an unknown number, scammer. Jamie again. Do you want me to come over? Me, I'm okay. Jamie, are you sure? Me, not really. Jamie, I can sit and not talk. Me, not today, thank you. I pressed my forehead to the cabinet. The laminate was cool, I didn't cry. The ache sat in my throat like a coin I couldn't swallow. The clinic name on the calendar, Daniel's Family Care, looked different. The word family tasted like a dare. I pictured peeling it back. Daniel's Care, or just Daniel's. The phone rang again. Voicemail, another. I didn't listen. My ears are soft. They believe apologies. My hands believe paperwork. New doc. Title. Action plan. Verbs only. Contact bank. Freeze line. Pull cabin title options. Remove names from utilities. Notify attorney. Read the map. Today. Tomorrow morning. End of week. 1 more line I didn't plan. Guarantors stop signing. I left it. Bank notification. Card frozen. Replacement on the way. Investigation open. I texted Jamie. They used the emergency card for a boat and the cabin. I'm shutting everything down. Jamie, I'm sorry. Do what you have to do. I've got you. Me. I know. Light slid across the floor and warmed my hand. Outside, a dog barked at a squirrel. Dad called again. I watched his name glow and fade. I thought about him lifting me to put the star on the tree. I thought about me paying the electric so the tree would light. Both true. I set the phone face down. No, I said to the room, not loud, solid. A breaker flipped on my side. 1 clean text to both of them. From now on, do not use my accounts, cards, or name. I'm removing myself from all shared bills. The emergency card is cancelled. Any further charges will be treated as fraud. I need space. I won't be answering calls for now. I read it 3 times. Changed for now to today. Changed it back. Send. 3 dots pulsed under Mum's name. A paragraph started with, "I can't believe you would." I muted the thread. I stood in the quiet until my heartbeat settled. Street noise drifted in. A belt squealed, a scooter clicked. I grabbed my wallet, my keys, my breath. I had one more stop before my nerve tried to make me the good daughter again. I drove to the credit union because I needed a human face. The lobby smelled like carpet cleaner and cheap pens. A woman with a sunflower pin called my name. I laid out the timeline. Emergency card, no call, boat, cabin. She typed, nodded. "We'll open a fraud case," she said. "Freeze the line, replace the card, start the dispute on the boat and contractor charges." "Is there any way to protect my clinic fund while this is happening?" She hesitated. Because the withdrawal was large and internal, our system may put a temporary hold while we review. How long is temporary? 72 hours, sometimes less. It hit like a door slamming, my own door, on me. "So the fund is frozen. For now," she said gently. "I'm sorry." I wasn't mad at her. I was mad at the story I'd been living. I signed the forms, took the printouts, walked outside into bright mountain sun that felt like a lie. In the car, I called the number on the boat invoice the bank flagged. A man answered. "Marina office." "Hi, I'm the card holder on a charge you'll be seeing a dispute on. That purchase wasn't authorized." Silence, paper noise. The couple said their daughter approved. They said it was a family account." "It's not. Please expect a bank dispute and a possible hold on title." He cleared his throat. "Okay, we'll follow whatever the bank says." The marina called back, title flagged, registration on hold. No paperwork, no launch. The boat stayed lashed to a cleat like it knew better. I hung up and opened a new note. "Let the system do its job. Don't fix what isn't yours." Back home, I lined things up. Utilities, streaming, insurance. One by one, I logged in and switched off the autopays with my name on them. Gas off, power off, internet off. I wrote the dates and confirmation codes because I know how ghosts come back wearing paperwork. Texts poured in like hail. "Mum, answer now." "Dad, you made this a mess." "Brother, why is the gas off?" "Unknown." "You're disgusting." Another unknown. "Pay your parents back." I turned off message previews. My phone became a black stone. Jamie sent a screenshot of the family group chat I'd been removed from. The new name at the top, Real Family Only. Cute. My mother had written, "She's having a tantrum. She'll cool off if we stop feeding it." My brother, "Change the locks at the cabin before she steals it." My dad, "She won't. She's soft, always has been." Jamie, "I'm sorry, I can stop sending these." Me, "Keep them, don't reply, just save." Jamie, "Saving everything." I called the county clerk about the cabin. The clerk explained the process. Quiet title options, liens, affidavits. It wasn't instant. It was a path. A path is enough when you've been spinning. Next, my attorney. I'd hired her last spring to look over clinic lease language. She picked up. I laid it out short. She said, "First, breathe. Second, do not confront them in person. You've already frozen accounts. Good. Keep everything in writing. We'll file a notice regarding the cabin contributions. And Laura," "Yeah?" "Do not be the bank anymore. I hear you." After we hung up, I stood in my doorway with the deadbolt in my hand. Metal, weighty. I turned it slowly. The click echoed. Not loud. Final. Another lock I controlled. The afternoon rolled into calls. Student loan co-sign stuff from years back. Removed. Old power of attorney they'd talked me into when Dad had surgery. Revoked and filed. My name on their phone family plan. Cancelled. I felt like I was unplugging a machine I hadn't realised was still humming behind the wall. Mom blew up my phone with call after call. I didn't pick up. She left voicemails, too sweet. then too sharp, then crying. I didn't listen to any of them. I know her cadence. It makes me say yes even when my mouth is closed. Around 5, my building's hallway filled with dinner smells. Garlic, something buttery, a neighbour's curry. I opened the window for air. On my counter, the emergency card zip bag sat where I'd put it 2 years ago. I pulled it out. The sticky note still said, "Medical only. Call me first." I folded the note in half, then in half again. It made a small, square honesty I didn't need anymore. My phone lit with a new number, contractor, from the cabin invoice. "We're scheduling a second draw for the roof repair," he said. "Your mom said you'd transfer the rest tonight." "She should not have promised that," I said. "You should also know the bank is reviewing the initial payment." A long pause. "Do I need to stop the crew?" "That's between you and the folks who hired you," I said. "But I won't be authorizing further payment." He tried a friendly tone. "Family gets messy." "It gets expensive when no one reads the contract," I said. "Good luck." Jamie texted a photo a few hours later. The cabin roof under a blue tarp. Hammering gone quiet. A sticky note on the door. Paused, awaiting payment verification. I heated a can of soup because the idea of chopping anything felt like work. I ate, standing up. The spoon clinked. Every sound in my apartment felt too loud. I kept hearing my dad's old line, "We're family." It used to mean help. Now it meant open season. I cleaned the bowl, wiped the counter, sat with my case folder, printed, labelled. It was soothing in a way I hate admitting. Control is a thin blanket. You take what you can get. At 7:13, the credit union app pinged. Hold placed on high-risk transaction activity. 3 days, maybe less. My clinic fund, the thing I've been building grain by grain, in a box with a lock I didn't choose. I closed my eyes. Stay calm. This isn't the story ending. It's a checkpoint. I typed a note to myself. If the fund stays frozen past 72 hours, call landlord to adjust timeline. Do not cancel the lease. Pivot, don't panic. I called the landlord and left a message. "There was a bank review. I'm still on track. I'll bring a cashier's check Friday if the hold isn't off." He called back. "That works," he said. "Doors are still yours." Then I did something I never let myself do. I wrote down what I'd lost that wasn't money. Birthdays they skipped unless there was cake on my bill. The night I paid to keep the power on, then did homework by the light I'd bought. The years of good girl used like a rope. I tore the page out. I folded it once. I slid it into the case folder, not as evidence. No one cares about feelings in a hearing, but as a reminder. You weren't crazy. This happened. At 8, someone buzzed my apartment from the street. I didn't answer. A minute later, my phone. Dad. Then Mom. Then unknown. The buzzing again. I muted the panel. I'm not a hostage in my own house. I made tea, sat on the couch. The mug warmed my hands. I looked at the door like it was a person I finally respected. "Thank you," I said under my breath, for staying shut when I told it to, for being on my side. My phone started vibrating again, this time not the building buzzer, my door, knuckles on wood, calm at first, then harder. A voice I know too well through the peephole. "Laura, open the door." I set the mug down. My heart did the elevator drop, then steadied. "Open the door," Dad said. "We'll handle your mistake." Mum's voice higher. "Don't embarrass us out here." I stood a few feet back. I didn't say a word. A hush came over me like snow. In the hallway, someone's TV clicked down a notch. Footsteps paused. "You're our daughter," Mum said. "Wobble in it now. Open up and talk." I looked at the lock, at my hand, at the space between. "Not your funding plan," I whispered. The knocks slowed. The hallway sounds returned. My breath was the only thing I could hear. I walked to the bedroom, put my phone on Do Not Disturb, crawled under the blanket with the soft corner. I held my own hand, I slept. Morning smelled like coffee and rain on hot pavement. My phone was still on Do Not Disturb. The quiet felt earned. I booked a therapy slot for noon. I walked there because moving helps me think. The office was small, plants, soft lamp, a clock that ticked like it was minding its business. I told her the short version. The long version leaked out anyway. Emergency card, boat, cabin, the fund on hold, my door, the knocks. She listened, didn't flinch. When I ran out of words, she said, "When did you start being in charge?" 15, I said. Shut-off notice. Lemon cleaner smell. I paid the bill with my first envelope. She nodded. So, you weren't raised. You were raising them. I stared at the carpet. It had tiny blue squares like a grid I could step on. Yeah. Are you ready to stop parenting your parents? My throat pulled tight. Yes, I said, and I meant it. T48 age. Landlord waiting. Supplier holding my order. Clock breathing down my neck. Back outside, the sky was that sharp Colorado blue that looks fake. A notification hit as I turned my phone back on. Bank review in progress. Funds temporarily locked. Another marina title flagged. Hold pending dispute. One more contractor paused, awaiting payment confirmation. Karma wasn't dramatic, it was administrative. Every form stamped felt like a suture, closing what I kept open too long. The supplier for exam tables left a voicemail. We can hold the order 48 hours, then it rolls to the next clinic. I stared at my calendar blocks, intake forms, training, soft opening, and slid everything right by 2 days. Not cancel. Pivot. Landlord again. We'll take a cashier's check Friday. Door's still yours, Laura. I hung up and laughed once. Not happy. Relief. A problem you can calendar is a good problem. By late afternoon, Mum's Facebook post had turned into a bonfire. Sometimes the child you pour into pours nothing back. People with cat profile pictures called me names. An old neighbour wrote, "Blood is blood." Jamie sent one more screenshot, my aunt asking, "Didn't Laura pay that mortgage for years?" No one answered her. At 5, the buzzer went again. I didn't move. A minute passed. Then my phone rang. Mom. I picked up and put it on speaker so I could hear my own voice stay level. "Hello," she started soft. "Honey, we didn't think. Your father... You took $39,850. We're family," she said. "We'll sort it." "You sort it," I said. "With your money, not mine." "You're cruel," she snapped. "What kind of daughter does this?" "The kind who grew up," I said. "The kind who finally locked her own door." Silence. Then the voice she uses when she's cornered. "We talked to Jerry. He says that cabin's community property." "Tell Jerry to read who paid," I said. "And tell him to stop texting me. My attorney will answer anything else." She tried a new angle. "The boat is for your father's back. Sitting helps him. The lake keeps him calm." "The lake didn't call me," I said. "You could have." A breath. Sharp. "You've changed." "I'm still me," I said. "Just off your payroll." She hung up. I stood by the window until the sun slid behind a cloud. The room cooled a little. My shoulders dropped. Another call. Unknown. I let it go to voicemail. The transcript popped up. The contractor. "We're pausing work per your bank's notice. Please have the cardholder call to release funds." I didn't. I made dinner. Eggs. Toast that didn't burn. After I opened the folder named Truth and added today's notes. Therapy lines, bank holds, the landlord call, Mum's threats, dates, times, screenshots numbered. This is what locking a life looks like, I thought, not chains. Choices. One by one. At 9 I set an alarm. Friday, cashier's check. Another, Monday, attorney call. Another, Wednesday, clinic vendor follow-up. My calendar filled like a spine, steady points to hang the week on. I sat on the floor by the couch with my back against it. The carpet pressed a pattern into my skin. I closed my eyes. "Good daughter," I said into the room, quiet. "I'm retiring that job." And the room stayed kind. T24 I'm walking into a wedding with a clock in my pocket. The barn smelled like cut wood and vanilla candles. String lights threw soft coins of light over everybody's faces. I parked at the far edge of the field so I'd have a clean exit if I needed one. Black dress, low heels I could run in, hair simple. No jewellery they'd recognise as gifts. Megan saw me first. She ran over in sneakers under her dress and squeezed me so hard I felt my ribs. "You came." "Of course I came." "You okay?" "I'm here," I said. "That's enough for tonight." Music started. Fiddle, then a guitar. People drifted to their seats. I took a spot with her college friends who didn't know the family script. Their laughter was easy. I let it wash over me like I'd been walking in dust and found a hose. Then I felt it, eyes on the back of my neck. You know that heat. I didn't turn. I watched the aisle. Megan's vows were short and honest. The kind I like. "I'll do the work with you. I'll show up." I clapped. I breathed. I kept my hands still in my lap so they wouldn't shake. Cocktail hour was a maze of napkins and small talk. I reached for a seltzer and there they were. My mother in a tight dress she'd call classic. My father in a tux that hung a little proud on the shoulders. They looked rehearsed. Laura. Mum said my name like a stage cue. Smile in place. Eyes sharp. "Let's not make a scene." "I'm not," I said. Dad leaned in, breath mint and something stronger. "You've made this mess bigger than it needed to be." I kept my voice low. "I'm here for Megan." "We are too," Mom said brittle. "So we can talk like adults, family to family." The word family slid like oil. I put my glass down. "I'm here for Megan," I repeated. "Not for you." A flicker crossed my father's face. Surprise, then irritation. He stepped closer. "So you're not our daughter anymore?" I felt the old apology rise. I pressed my thumb into my palm until it passed. "I'm still me," I said, steady. "Just not your open wallet." Mum's mouth opened and closed. "People are watching," she hissed. "They can watch," I said. "But I won't be performing." Dad tried the voice that used to end arguments. "You will fix this." I shook my head once. "No." He blinked. That tiny stutter in the script. Mum leaned in close enough that her perfume pushed the air. "We talked to a lawyer. The cabin belongs to whoever paid," I said. "And the bank already flagged the boat title. You should answer their calls." Her face stiffened. It looked like a crack spreading under paint. "You think this makes you a good person?" Dad said. "I think ending the arrangement makes me safe," I said. "That's enough." Silence opened between us. Not the old ugly kind, a clean one. I stepped back. I raised my glass to the room, not to them. "Enjoy the night," I said, and meant it, for me. As I turned, my legs wobbled, the half second where the past reached up like hands. I let it pass through. Then I found Megan on the dance floor and let her pull me into a silly, beautiful spin. My father watched. My mother watched. The lock inside me held. When it was time to go, I hugged Megan, whispered, "I'm proud of you," and walked to the field. Cool air. Crickets. My car a dark shape waiting. The door thunked shut, solid. I sat with my hands on the wheel and let the quiet soak in. No speech, no apology, no scene. Just a boundary set in the exact centre of my life. I drove away with the windows down. The night smelled like hay and freedom. And for the first time in a year, the word family didn't make my stomach turn. It just didn't belong to anybody but the people who show up without a bill. A year is a strange thing. It crawls, then one morning it's just behind you. My clinic smells like fresh paint and lemon wipes. Glass door, simple sign, Daniel's Care. No family in the name. I like how quiet that is. I get here before sunrise, flip on the lamps, and the waiting room warms up like a neck unclenching. I unlock the front, real key, clean click. Then I unlock the day inside me. Same sound. Out here the mountains don't negotiate. You set your trail or you slide. The door chime dings. First walk-in, my upstairs neighbour with a blood pressure log and a brave face. We sit knee to knee. The cuff hisses. Numbers settle. "You're okay," I tell her, and she lets out a breath like she's been holding it for months. I print a plan, circle dates, and clip it to a clean folder. When she leaves, she taps the glass door twice like a blessing. This is what the money was for. Before the next patient, I check the app. Not obsessively, just a ritual. Green numbers, no red warnings, no mystery memos. The fund I built is doing what it was meant to do. Hold, then help. I let the screen go dark. At noon there's a knock, not frantic, polite. Megan, hair up, grin wide, a bakery box in her hands. "Birthday," she says, shouldering past like she's always belonged here. "Vanilla cake. Too many candles. We light them anyway. I don't make a wish. I just breathe. The room tastes like sugar and a clean start. I don't follow my mother online. People send me her posts sometimes. I delete them. If someone wants to shout into a well, that's their throat to hurt. My door stays shut to that noise. On my desk, the folder marked Truth is thinner. Most of it moved to a cabinet. The lock faces inward now. It protects me, not them. I built walls of respect they can't climb. And I'm not authorizing guilt dressed up as love. If any of this felt like your life, tell me the moment you changed the terms, what you said, what you cancelled, and what you refused to carry. I read every comment. If someone you know needs permission to set a boundary, share this with them. And if you want more stories told straight and honest, tap like and subscribe. We'll keep the lights on for you here.